The doors to the Viridian tea house are open once more. Hello, everyone. I'm a little bit worn out. I had a lot of packages to ship out today, and I've been running all over the place. And plus, we're finally starting to get cooler temperatures here in Colorado, so I'm excited, and I'm a little bit sleepy. Let's see, news. This Saturday in Wheat Ridge is the Trunk or Treat event. I think it's from 2 to 5. There's going to be all different kinds of vendors and candy for the kids and photo ops where you can take pictures with skeletons and all that kind of stuff. But it is this Saturday at the Wheat Ridge Co-op, and I will put the information on the video once it's been uploaded. Well, let's get started with the books. So these two books, I have to say, thanks again to Denver Public Library for having them. My mind was blown away by these two books. The first one is Auguries of Innocence, poems by legendary rocker Patti Smith, and her on the back there. I love poetry. Y'all have heard me say that time and time again. These poems knocked my socks off. And some of my all-time favorites, or actually, let me just read the inside of it for you. Auguries of Innocence is the first book of poetry from Patti Smith in more than a decade. It marks a major accomplishment from a poet and performer who has inscribed her vision of our world in powerful anthems, ballads, and lyrics. In this intimate and searing collection of poems, Smith joins in that great tradition of troubadours, journeymen, wordsmiths, and artists who respond to the world around them in fresh and original language. Her influences are eclectic and striking. Blake, Rimbaud, Picasso, Arbus, and Johnny Appleseed. Smith is an American original. Her poems are oracles for our times. Again, it's a slim volume, but the poems were just absolutely fantastic. Actually, my all-time favorite poem was The Long Road. I read that, and I furiously wrote in my journal about this poem. I won't go into it, but for those of you who don't know who Patti Smith is, she's a writer, artist, and performer. Her seminal album, Horses, was followed by 9 releases, including Radio Ethiopia, Easter, Dream of Life, Gone Again, and Trampin'. Her artwork was first exhibited at Gotham Book Mart in 1973, and she's been associated with the Robert Miller Gallery since 1978. Strange Messenger, a retrospective of 300 works, made its debut at the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh and has been exhibited worldwide. On March 28, 2008, a retrospective of her visual work opened at the Fondation Cartier pour l'Art Contemporain in Paris. Her books include Wit, Babel, Wool Gathering, The Coral Sea, and Complete Lyrics. On July 10, 2005, she received the Commandeur dans l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres, the highest grade awarded by the French Republic to eminent artists and writers. On March 12, 2007, Patti Smith was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So this woman is amazing, absolutely amazing. Like, I've listened to some of her music and I love it, but I totally love her books and especially her poetry. So if you're looking for poetry that just knocks your socks off, Auguries of Innocence is the way to go. You really, really you owe it to yourself to purchase this book or to check it out at your local library. So if Patti Smith is possibly watching this video, I'm a late bloomer to your music, but I actually got introduced to you through your books. Your music is incredible. Your words are incredible. You are a force to be reckoned with. And for that, I say thank you. Thank you so much. The second book I actually finished this morning. Like last night, I was furiously going through the last 50 pages and I was getting sleepy. So this morning, after checking my phone a little bit, I dove into the rest of this book, finished it, and was stunned. I was stunned. Beyond the Door of No Return by David Diop. I was actually looking for another library book in the Bear Valley branch. That's where I go to. And this cover jumped out at me, and I thought, okay, I'd never heard of the author, never heard of the book. Let me read the inside dust jacket for you. Paris, 1806. The renowned botanist Michel Adanson lies on his deathbed, the great work to which he dedicated his life still incomplete. As he loses consciousness, the last word to escape his lips is a woman's name, Maram. The key to this mysterious woman's identity is Adanson's unpublished memoir, concealed in a secret compartment in a chest of drawers, of the years he spent in Senegal. It tells a story as fantastical as it is tragic, and it's tragic. It really is, but I'll just finish reading it. Maram, as it turns out, is none other than the fabled Revenant. A young woman of noble birth from the kingdom of Waalo, Maram was captured and sold into slavery, but managed to escape from the island of Gorée, the site of the infamous door of no return, through which thousands of enslaved people were forcibly taken by ship to the Americas. While traveling in West Africa as a young man, Adanson hears the story of the Revenant and becomes obsessed with finding her. Accompanied by his guide, Diop, he ventures deep into the Senegalese countryside on a journey that reveals not only the savagery of the French colonial occupation, but also the surprising transports of the human heart. Set against the backdrop of the Enlightenment and the Atlantic slave trade, David Diop's Beyond the Door of No Return is a thrillingly subversive story of romance and adventure. Drawing on the richness and lyricism of Senegal's oral tradition, Diop has constructed a historical epic of the highest order. And about the author, he is also the author of At Night, All Blood is Black, which I actually put it on my hold list at one of the libraries that I go to. I'm ready to read that one, which was awarded the International Booker Prize and the Los Angeles Times Book Prize for Fiction. And I looked this up and I found out that that book, so David Diop was the first Frenchman to win the International Booker Prize for At Night, All Blood is Black. So I thought that was really cool. Let's see. Also the Los Angeles Times Book Prize for Fiction. Born in Paris and raised in Senegal, he is a professor of literature at the University of Pau, where his research encompasses topics including 18th century French literature and European representations of Africa in the 17th and 18th centuries. The translator, Sam Taylor, is an award-winning literary translator and novelist. He has translated more than 60 books from the French, including Laurent Binet's HHHH and Leila Slimani's The Perfect Nanny, which I actually read a couple of years ago, and that was kind of thrilling. But this was a beautiful, beautiful read. And I love the interaction between Michel and Maram. And I also thought it was interesting too, for those of you who are into myths and legends, this is an interesting version of Orpheus and Eurydice. For those of you, I'm not going to tell you the story, but look it up. But this book kind of takes that myth and tweaks it just a little bit. But there is romance, there's adventure, there's deception, there's absolute horrific behavior, some redemption, and lots of sadness. Absolute sadness. But what an incredible read. When that's the first thing aside from my cell phone that I'm grabbing so I can, be like, oh my God, I only got 20 pages left. I have to finish reading this book. But Beyond the Door of No Return was a beautiful, happy accident for me. Like I said, I never heard of the author, never heard of the book. I just happened to look at the new releases at the library and saw it and thought, I'll give it a shot. So isn't it funny how when you're in a bookstore or in a library and you're looking for something in particular, you know, a particular author or whatever, and then you see a cover or you see a title, and you're intrigued by it. So you kind of, you know, flip through and you're like, okay. And looking at the dust jacket and you're like, oh, well, you know, I'll check this out. Sometimes you go, well, that really wasn't to my liking. And then sometimes you're no longer sitting in your bed or sitting on the couch. You're in 1800s Senegal watching a proud, beautiful African woman tell her story. There is a little bit of magic realism too. And just this entire book was such a joy to read. And like I said, I cannot wait to check out his other book, At Night All Blood is Black, and I will be reviewing it on Viridian Tea House. So again, Beyond the Door of No Return by David Diop and The Auguries of Innocence by Patti Smith. They both received 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. Beyond excellent works. Beyond excellent. So I am, and if Monsieur Diop is watching, merci beaucoup pour un livre, merci, merci, merci. So, all right, so getting to the tea, not really a review, just kind of shout out to one of my favorite tea companies, Bigelow, with their green tea with pomegranate. So I've stated that my boyfriend and I, well, he wanted to stop drinking coffee and we're just now tea drinkers, which I'm like, yay. We have about 5 or 6 boxes and we're going through them like mad. But I find that this tea actually goes really well with the 2 books that I just reviewed. But so the ingredients in this, it is green tea, apple, hibiscus, natural pomegranate flavors, rose hips, licorice root, and pomegranate peel. So yeah, it's more than just pomegranate, but it's a delicious, delightful taste. Every cup that I've made of this tea has been wonderful. And a big shout out to Aegean Goods for my lovely, lovely Sakura Cherry Blossom mug. I know he's getting ready for Mile High Con, which is actually happening this weekend in Denver. So if you're going this weekend, check out his work because he's been posting a lot of stuff on Facebook and it looks gorgeous. So from me to you, a cup of Bigelow green tea with pomegranate. It's so smooth. I don't know about you guys, but I remember like many years ago, whenever I would drink black or green tea in the morning, my stomach would start hurting. And I was like, you know, what's going on here? More so with, I think it was more with the black than the green. Well, I've noticed that years later, and I guess it's because of all the tea I've consumed, I don't have a stomach ache. And in fact, with green tea, out of more so than any other tea, I get a calm focus. Like I feel relaxed, but I'm also focused enough where I'm not doing this in terms of my energy after drinking coffee. But with tea, black tea, white tea, green tea, purple tea, my energy level is steady and it lasts all day. And I notice that I also get a really good night's rest too. So once again, Bigelow green tea with pomegranate is the way to go. Absolutely delicious. You can drink this all day. If you're sensitive to caffeine, I would highly recommend doing like an herbal tisane. But if you just love green tea, really try Bigelow's green tea with pomegranate. All right, so wrapping up, but before we do, let's do a quick breathing meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable position, either seated like me, standing up, or laying down. We're just going to focus on our breathing for a small number of counts, and then I'll send you on your way back into the ether. So if you, oh, and also make sure you have a glass of water or your favorite tea nearby. And if you are ready, let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come into focus. And now enjoy a sip of water or your favorite tea. Delicious. Well, many thanks to David Diop and Patti Smith for their incredible books. Many thanks to Bigelow for their incredible green tea with pomegranate. And this Saturday, again, is the Wheat Ridge Trunk or Treat at the Co-op. And also, and finally, many thanks to you guys for watching these silly videos and just liking them. And if you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. One final thing. So as many of you know, I am a big Whovian. However, I am selling my TARDIS French press. It is used. You can see it's kind of scratched right there. And the bottom part is kind of wibbly wobbly. Let's see, let's take it out here. See, it is kind of wibbly a little bit, but it's still, if I don't break it, it still works. And I'm asking $30 for it. I do take Venmo or PayPal, so if you are interested, please send me an email to goddess74@gmail.com and let me know if you're interested. Or I've also posted this on Facebook, so if you follow me on Facebook, you can see the post and you can inquire them. But yeah, it is used, but yeah, it is the TARDIS and it is scratched right there as well. But I am asking $30 for it. So if you're interested, let me know. So that's all I have for today. Take care of yourself and each other. Raise your tea mug high and remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. I will see y'all really soon. And next week, oh my God, the 2 books I'm going to be reviewing are amazing. 2 women's names. Emily Bush, Lydia Burris. That's all I'm going to say. I will see y'all next week. Bye for now.